Hi guys, welcome to Animation. I'm Arman, Spine Animator. I have animated dozens of Monster Legends characters, and in this video I'm going to uncover some mysteries behind those animations. Most particularly we'll be looking into VFX stuff. So, let's get started. We'll be starting from this character. Cool. So, I have this sequence, you can see it here. Just sequence of images. And I have also this sequence, this fire. And with those two, I have created this VFX here. So you can see that this one is building up here. And also the sword is glowing, which is used this sequence. So this is deformed mesh. I used linked mesh. So the other images of this sequence are inheriting the transforms. So this is particular same images of this, just deformed, so this way. And you can see that the sword is glowing also here. And let's check the other animation, which has a little bit different VFX. You can see that there is a ghosting shadow. I exported a pose using PSD or PNG, whatever. So the pose was exported. I worked in Photoshop and it is very small to save some space in the final atlas. And you can see after one transition, I duplicated it and made 3 of them. So they are stacking one over other. We have four dashes or maybe 5. I think 3 of them are visible. The other ones for different portion here. So you can see again, different pose and different blending. It uses additive blending and some colors. And they are stacking one another. This way we can have this effect. And again, I use this effect. In this video, you will see me reusing a lot of my sequences. So what I do, basically, I select wisely what VFX I'm going to import into the character, and then how I'm going to reuse it. Even one frame, I will flip it, deform it, but I will try to reuse it. So this way we can save space and make characters rich of effect. So you can see that fingers have some trails. This is the same trail that comes with an attack. So this one. And again, during this videos, I will show you a lot of this VFX. It is 3-frame animation, nothing spectacular. And again, it is also 3-frame animation. So you will see a lot of them. I'm using them as crazy. Okay, let's see the other animation. This is Vortex, another character I recently done. And we can see rocks are jumping off the impact. And we can see one image here. This is the image. Let's check it, original. How it was looking. So yeah, this is the image, and I bound this image to the bones, and I put those bones inside one container. That container will be scaling out, scaling in, and that will show us like that animation. And to achieve that, you need to disable rotation and scale inheritance. Or at least scale it inheritance. Let's see what we have more here. So this is VFX sparkling that goes up. We have 2 of them. One continues, the other with some delay, and that adds some charge over the stuff. And at the end we have another charge, which is nothing interesting. That builds up. We have also smoke here. If you are using this kind of sequence, make sure if it is symmetric, you cut one portion of it and duplicate in spine. This way you will save some space. Great. Now let's see what we have with hands, with the character. We have another animation introduced. This is bound to two bones, those ones. And wherever you move them, they will just continue their animation, just following that bone. So this way I am generating charge between the hands, and there is some glow, which is super small image. And yeah, we have that lightning bolt coming out. We introduce a charge, a glow here to show the power of the lightning, and then it fades out. We see the lightning. It does remain still because most of the time lightning bolts remain still. They don't like move like electricity. So, but at the end it fades out. You can see the parts of it, like branches, are fading out first, and then the core will again fade out with animation. This is achieved by scaling those little bones, so there is no sequence here, which again saves a lot of space. So we have that bolt and we have bones across of it, and yeah, we are basically using same image, just meshing out the unnecessary parts. So to see more on this lightning, I have made another video explaining how to make lightnings. We'll share it on the screen. Great. What else we have here? And we have the same charge that was on the hands that jumps on here. So you can see I again can move it, and it jumps here and there, and so yeah, it adds a nice touch on the ground. Cool. We have this nature character, and we have core sequence. This one, we have some appearing animation here, and we have another explosion, and we have fire. This fire is being used here on this crystal, and this core is being used again behind that crystal. You can see it is deformed, but it is the same, this sphere. So we have it moving here. To achieve this complex fire animation, I have changed the color, blending mode, the sorting layer, and with that I can make it a complex and random fire. So yeah, let's see what animations we have. We are reusing our core. It comes out of the crystal and he just drinks it. We again using this fire animation to show how it ends up in his mouth. A lot of reusing. We have sparkles. Similarly, I have animated the electric charges. I have bound these charges between the hands, so wherever they move, charges are going there. And we have the same sequence that we had previously on the staff for Torvax. This is deformed to cover his whole body. We have two of them to show some rich animation, and that is same on the head as well. You can see it. It is deformed. Let's see what we have on special animation. It charges some animation and boom, shots. This is the same charge that appears inside between the hands, and you can see it is super scaled and not high quality. And we have some glow here, the cone of glow. We have some other glow here. This is a very small image that appears also on hands here, but it is scaled along the y-axis to show that some ray. We have same technique here. It is image sequence that is bound to the shield left and right, and you can see we have some kind of like arc here, but this is nothing new. This is the same 3-frame as I always use most of the time, especially in attacks. So this and this are separate images, and this is that impact. So I use them to achieve this arc And here you can see it opens up. It is the same arc, same image, just on the different portions. So it gives some round shape. And we also see some blurry VFX that actually scales up from this portion. So the head, the halo, you can see it goes there. And this is scaling on y-axis to get a circular, more round shape. And yeah, there is nothing more. Let's see in special. You can see I'm again reusing those arc sequences, 3 images on the corners of the shield here and the main one. After it ends, I am creating another one here and like repetitive to show that it continuously breaks the ground. And we have rocks here, jumping, nothing important here, just falling. I didn't took time to separate them and make separate animations. And we have smokes, etc. And some effects on the shields. So we have this separate layer that I cut in PSD and resized it so it's smaller and it's resized back to match the original size. This appears in few animations and it disappears quickly. So yeah, lower quality is not a problem here. You can see it gives a nice touch of the shield. And we have another layer in this shield, which would be this glow. Let me see if I can catch it here. Yeah, here's it. So this glow is just a circle, blurry circle I'm using most of the time, this one. It's very small and I just cut it using meshes. So you can see if I go and reset it, we are using actually this image. And we have our most beloved glare animation here that is shaped along the surface. We have another one on this portion here. And yeah, we have 3 of them on these sections. And yeah, that would be it for the shield. I think, yeah, the middle one, I'm using the blurry image that the spare. This one, I'm just scaling it. And particles here and here. Yeah. This is not a character. This is a portal. Let's see the animation. Cool. Now let's start from this one. We have an image and we bound it to a few bones. You can see those bones are the rays and they are just rotating and moving. I have duplicated this aura 2 times. So we have 2 of them and they will just move with a delay. So that will give a nice blending. They do have overlapping and some blending mode, so that will create nice glow behind. And yeah, clouds are moving. And we have these rays coming out. So this is one image. I aligned a lot of rays, the same image. It is the same image. I aligned them. So otherwise I would have to use one circular image. This way I'm using one rectangle. This is packed much better than the whole circle. So I have this one, and when I scale it, I can just rotate it in that frame of reference. And with that, I can achieve this animation, and once they appear, I am hiding the other one. So you can see it in action here. Let me move it. let's see. So you can see they just fade out, but they are there. So you can see all of them are hidden and they appear once they get into this visible cone. What else we have here? We have particles. That is one image. This image that I had originally designed for this portal. So this just moves slowly and fades out, and there are a few of them to create a nice loop. Let's check the other one. We have Firecatcher. This is a fire character, and I use this fire animation. I basically reused it everywhere. So on the head, all what you see is this fire animation. They are deformed. They are bound to bones. You can see them here. And they are added on the tip of the hair strains. So we can move the hair strains and the fire is there to like give a nice touch. Let's see it here. And let's check it here also. You can see I'm using this ring to just drop on the ground the power. And while it deforms, we can see that fires also work here. This is also not a character. It's item in the game. We have a smoke that is colored. We have lines here. We have these particles. And smokes are being placed here, few of them, just to create a cone-shaped smoke cloud. These lines are made for the wind twirl here, tornado kind of stuff. I'm just deforming it. This way and polishing it. So you get the idea. And after that, it just moves with that curve. There are a few of them, one in behind the character, one in front of them. So yeah, basically that. And we have leaves that are moving similar way as previously were moving the rays for the portal. We have one bone that is being scaled, and we have inner bone that is being rotated in that frame of reference. We have few sets. One rotates in a bigger orbit, the other ones rotate in a smaller orbit. So basically that, no constraints, no paths. Again, fire character, we have a core animation inside of belly. And it is rotating, and it is showing the sequence of case. And we have that same animation in the head. So if you're wondering what is moving there, we have this circular twirl animation sequence that is deformed to match the shape of the stuff. We have stuff separated, so I can move this part. It adds a nice touch. And maybe we can move this. So let's see the animation. Oh yeah, we also have the trail that we again use a lot in our animation. Here is the trail. And that trail I have used to in a lot of spaces. We have a trail here, again deformed. And that same trail comes in on the ground. Boom. Let's see here. The trail accumulates, comes in. They are charging the stuff. And this rotates here. And boom. Impact on the ground. And the final impact introduces new sequence. Boom. And that would be it for this character, I guess. Similar approach. So what you want to do is to reuse a lot of sequences. I mean, not a lot of them, but whatever you have to use to reuse them in a lot of places. Yeah, this is the similar item in the game. So I just want to share that it works. We have a twirl here. So this actually is deformed again inside the core of the tornado. And yeah, duplicated it and changed color, opacity to achieve that chaotic movement. We have rocks moving the same way as leaves were moving, and some glow here are blinking and whatever. Let's see the attack animation. And we have some laser here, which is scaled original image. So we are scaling it to get a straight impact. And we will be, of course, using it in the other animation of this character. We'll show you in a moment. Here we have a water sequence that is aligned along his body, because this character is water character. And we have a sequence that shows him drain some water from the air. Yeah, what I would suggest you is to think, because most of the creativity that comes and the characters are looking so nice is not just how to, the technique, how to use them, because I use most of the time, I use same technique, is what sequence you take and how you need to think about that sequence for all animation. It is the most important step. That after that, everything is more technical. So that's where your creativity and richness of character will come, to pick a best sequence and to try to take a simple one so you can recreate complex VFX. We have two of them. One is with additive blending, the other one is normal blending. So we have a level up here that has no sequence, no VFX, and it jumps up to come with a more powerful laser blow, which I will show in a moment. And here it comes back to charge a lot of enemies. You can see now this is the same laser that splits into two, but the sequence is the same. So between splitting, I use that general impact, and I repetitively using them to show that there is some sparks coming out and power. And similarly, the characters being hit with the same effect. You can see now Mr. Not Found is glowing blue. To achieve that brightening, you need to use tint black. Here you can see it is enabled. Otherwise, you won't be able to make it bright. You can only make it darker. So it's tinting black or tinting white. Great. So let's move forward. Cool. We have a background. We have sequence here. We have bones that animate the ray. We have star sequence here. And we have original designed stars. So I separate them in this way. I animated one like sheet of that stars, and then I duplicated it and separated them into chunks. So they all use the same image, which will be this one. Let me see. Okay, this one. So I basically separated them into chunks and delayed them and moved them apart after animating. So I get a very nice randomness. You can see it here. Let me speed up it. So this is what I get from one image. And yeah, I think everything else is nothing to, you can see that something is glowing here. This would be behind the background. I'm using the same glare as I was using previously you can see it just goes but behind the background, and there is a hole here that would show that glaring effect. Let's move forward. No skill here, no VFX. Do we have VFX? Yeah. So you can see we have effect here that comes out of the mouth, and the same effect I used for tag where he teleports. So I combined it with the other effect that was very nicely looking with the Cobra hood. And with that combined with the previous animation was looking perfectly along his body. So he hides, loses parts one after the other, top down, and then appears similarly. Boom. And the other one is this one. So they are being combined to achieve nice rich effect. Here we have another. I think that there is no technique that I can share here. You can see I'm again using those lines, using them a lot. And you can see that there are cracks that appear one after other, but it is nothing special. So the last one, you can see I have even created a sequence here. I used the same, I just created sequence to add that last touch of this branching. And they are, of course, using tint black to brighten up and then go back to normal or hide it. That appears from nothing. With this effect, I just want to show how teleport might work. You add some characters, you animate a movement that jumping up, jumping down, so whatever that will show that something happened there. And with VFX, it will show nicely that character is appearing. And we have a blur effect. This was exported, image was, a pose was exported from spine, this pose, and then blurred in spine in Photoshop. I'm using same image just to show how fast he went there, and with a nice VFX on the sword. What is he doing? Yeah, he jumps to strike with this dashing VFX. Boom. And jumps back to disappear similar manner. So this is the sequence. It's not like something that I have animated. This is a separate sequence. You can see it works fine with when you teleport. We have 3 more characters. This is Igori Buki. I have no idea what is it, but I like animating him. We have a pose that is blue and it was exported from spine. And we have another pose that comes, and the moment it arrives, a character will reveal itself. You can see I played there with the disappearing, hiding, and then showing. I think we have 2 poses here. One is filled and the other one is empty on it inside. Yeah. So this way you can just play around. It's not necessary, just you can do it. And we have some VFX here. The rays go up and this will also flow over his body. You can see that rays go up are being in this cone that is bound to the bones here, and they are just moving. Yeah, that ray you can see flows over his body and then continues another ray, the same sequence over his arms. And yeah, that makes, you can see that it appears and disappears. So this is how the sequence looks here. You can see that it disappears, appears, disappears, appears. So it's not like just pure sequence. So, but it could work even without disappearing keys. We have a little bit shaking. And we have a glare on the bottom metallic plate, this one. This is a circular glare that was originally like this, but we have scaled it. We could have deformed it, but in this case, we didn't need that. Okay, what we have here. Boom. I think we are fine. And yeah, you can see character goes fully white. Again, using tint black, otherwise we won't be able to do it. Let's see the other character. And yeah, you can see that I'm running out of the techniques to show you. Most of things I use the same way. So again, most importantly, what you pick. So you need to visualize before you do select your VFX. So you can see that previous glare on the metallic plate is also appearing here on the medallion. We have glows on the arms. And we have pose here. You can see that's some kind of silhouette. Makes him red. And yeah, this is also, we have seen this sequence previously on the rock. I'm using it here. And let's see the attack animation. Okay, there is a teleporting here. So we have a pose here that is glowing. This is exported. Let me separate it. So we can have different states of that pose. Again, this can work with one pose. So you can see that this pose just is one. But this ones I made a sequence. But now I would definitely go with one pose. There is no need for that. So let's move it back and see. It disappears here. Appears. We are showing the pose. So it matches the pose. Gets red and boom, strikes. These are one images just being dragged with a bone. So this is bound to two bones. And with this way we can drag them. And it disappears similar way. We have two sequences here, I guess. Yeah, the first one and the second one. And we have another one for, I think this is a duplicate. One of, yeah, this one, just different color. And the last character will be Execumancer. Here we have attack without VFX. Yeah, he does some kind of digging. We have impact animation, little stuff here. We have this smokes coming with fire. And I've duplicated it 4 times to give some kind of 3D. We have some particles that are flowing, very low quality, you can see, but they are just appearing quickly. So no need to put them bigger. Hands are glowing, and you can see even those elbows are glowing a little bit less. So also do not forget to integrate VFX with the character. Sometimes you add a VFX, but it looks like over the character. To try to change the color of the body to complement it. You don't need to create extra ideas. I mean, you don't create a blue color here or green color because it doesn't work logically. But here it is warming up the metal and it gets red, so it's totally logical. We have screaming here, nothing interesting, and we have flying here. We have that tornado twirl that is deformed, and it's duplicated several times. You can see it here. Let me collapse it so we can see we have 6 of them, and each of them are delayed, and only one of them is full, uses full alpha. The rest one fades out. So this way we show difference in the grading of the color. And we have VFX for fit. Very short VFX, and some VFX similar on the backside. Great. I think we covered. So that would be it. Thank you very much. I'm sharing this playlist here, so you can go and check the techniques I have explained previously in details. Thank you very much. Bye.